Hey babes, welcome back to another video, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Berthley Ann, and this is the pants portion of this set. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. If you would make this in a different color, if you tried it, just let me know, okay? And I want to say again, thank you for clicking my video. Alright guys, so for the material, I am using the Big Twist Value Pound. It's a medium 4 weighted yarn. The recommended hook size is a 5mm, and the color is Varsity Green. Alright, and instead of the 5mm hook size, I am going to be using a 4 mm, and I have some scissors. You can also have some stitch marker, and you're going to need a measuring tape to get your measurement, to know how many rows or how many stitches you're going to need. Another thing that I'm not showing right now is a yarning needle, which you're gonna need to weave in your ends. All right, some people use their hook to weave in their ends, some people use the yarning needle. I do have it somewhere around here, but so yeah, so this is the materials that I will be using. All right, so my waist measurement is 38 and my hips is 42. So I wanted, because yarns typically stretch on how you're working, not how you're working, so when you are working. So instead of doing 38, I'm probably gonna subtract maybe 2 to 3 inches off the yarn, so it could be a bit tighter. All right, so I am going to start with the waist, with the ribbon part. So I'm going to start with the slip knot, like so, and I am going to chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, I chain 9. I am going to end up with 8 stitches, because we are going to skip the first one. So I am going to turn my work over, and I'm going to be working on the back bumps. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this would have been the 9, but we're not gonna put a stitch here. I'm gonna skip it, and I'm going to go to the next one. All right, so not this one, this is the 9th. We're gonna go to this one. So I am going to put a half double crochet in the back bump. So a half double crochet is wrap your yarn around the hook, put it through the loop, have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so that's one. Oh, when you're doing your stitch, you make sure you do it loose, so you won't have to be fighting with the yarn to get the back loop. So I made my chain a bit loose just for that. All right, so okay, I'm gonna use the back bumps. And this is the last one right here. Okay, so we should have 8 half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You could put your stitch marker right here to indicate where is the first or last stitch, just so you don't get yourself confused. All right, so I am going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to put half double crochet in the back loops only. All right, so as you can see, this is the V, this is the front loop, and this is the back loop. We're going to be working on the back loop only. So after I chain one and turn my work, I'm going to wrap my yarn around, put my hook between the V, as you can see right here, and I'm just going to pick up that back loop, pull my hook through 3 loops, wrap around, pull through. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. So this was my second row. We're moving to the third row. So we're gonna chain 1, turn our work, and do half double in the back loops only. All right. You could, if you want the ribbon part of your pants, which is going to be the one that's going to be around your waist, if you want it to be longer, thicker, you can, but I feel like this size is perfect for me. But you could add, instead of putting 9, you could put 11 to have 10 chains. It's completely up to you. So I am going to do this until I get to my desired length. Try on your work as you're working it. I guess try it on as you go, just to see if you like the size, the thickness, the length of your project. Okay, so measure your waist, and you could subtract 2 to 3 or even 4 if you really want it really tight on you, off your waist. All right, so I am going to be working, so it's going to be this length, and I'm going to wrap it around when I have a good length to see if that's the desired length that I want. And once I have that, I will come back and show you. All right, so I did 35 inches, so I subtracted 3 inches from my waist, which my waist is 38 inches minus 3, which is 35. So I did 35 inches, which is 64 rows. All right, so decide which you want to be the inside and which one you want to be the outside. So I think I want let's see. So I think I want this side to be my inside and this one to be my right side. So we are going to connect this two. So we're gonna flip it in half, and whatever side you want to be on the on the inside, be on the inside. So we're gonna connect this using slip stitch, and the wrong side is on the outside, the right side is on the inside. All right. So I am gonna chain one. Actually, I'm gonna chain one, turn my work, and this is the right side that I want. There we go. Find the first. I'm gonna put my hook on the first stitch right here. Pull through, chain one, and then I am going to slip stitch using both loops. Oh, I'm out of frame, sorry. So I'm gonna slip. So because when I first did my first chain, I worked on the back bump, so that's why this edge shows clearly the 2 V's. Okay, so we are going to work slip stitches, 2 loops. Okay. To do a slip stitch, you don't wrap you put the hook through, pull through 2 loops, front loop, bring it to the back like so, and this is how the slip stitch works. Alright. And we are getting to the last one. Gonna chain 1. Alright. And this is what we have right here. So I had turned it, so this is going to be the right way, this is going to be the inside, so I flipped it inside out. So I am going to do a row, run 1 row of half doubles to make this more easy to work with. So I'm going to chain another one, so I'm going to chain 2, wrap my yarn around. On that first stitch right here, I'm going to put a half double. Okay, so on each space I'm going to try to put a half double crochet. Alright, so try not to have them all too close to each other, you could say, too bunched up. Alright, so I'm going to put half double all around. Okay, so once I come back here, I'm gonna come and show you. Okay, so I was a little out of frame, but what I did was I did half double crochet on the side, on the open space that's on the side, on the row that was the half double, and then on the side. So basically almost every space that I see, I had put a half double crochet, and then I came all the way around, slip stitch here. I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn my work. And for this row, I am just going to be putting 1 double crochet on every single stitch all the way around, and I'm going to do that until it gets like right at my hip area, and then I am going to do a little bit of increase for my hips because my hips is 42 inches and my waist is 38, but I did subtract 3 inches from it. So right now the waistband area is 35 inches. So once I get like close to my hip area, I am going to start increasing for it to be about 40 inches, because I don't want it to be too loose, because as you know, when you're working with yarn, it does come loose, especially if you're washing it and stuff like that. So yeah, so I am going to be doing double crochets in every stitch, So I'm gonna go all the way around, and when I come back over here, I'm going to show you how I start. All right, so I'm at my last stitch, and on top of that chain 3, I am going to slip stitch on that first stitch right there. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to put double crochet on the spaces, not on top of the the stitch, but between the double crochet stitch. I'm going to put my double crochet. Right, so not on the V's, okay, not on the stitch, but on the space right here. That's where I am going to be putting my double crochets from now on. All right, and that's going to be how we are going to do our stitches from now on. We're going to put them on in the spaces, not the stitch. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing that until I come all the way around and come right here. So on every row, we're going to chain 3 and turn our work, and then go ahead and work the circle. Okay, so I am at my last stitch, and this is where the actual pattern starts. Okay, and I'm going to slip stitch on top of that chain 3, that first stitch right here. I'm gonna slip stitch like so, and I'm going to chain 3. No, I'm going to chain 2 because our next row is going to be half doubles. Okay, so 1, 2. We're gonna turn our work. Now, instead of working in the stitch right here in the stitches, I'm gonna be working in the space instead. All right, so instead of working between the V's, you know, you put your hook through the V right here. We're gonna put our hook through the space instead. Okay, so when we're doing our half double row, we're gonna chain 2. When we're doing our double row, we're gonna chain 3, turn our work. All right, so to start with our first row of half doubles, we chain 2. I'm gonna put my hook through the space, so between 2 double crochets, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so I am putting half doubles in every space. So I'm going to do that all the way around. So for the rest of the project, we're going to be alternating between double crochet and half double crochets, and we're going to be working in the spaces. Okay, I believe when I'm doing my increases, I'm going to increase in the half double crochet rows instead of the double crochet rows. And we're gonna increase on the sides, so it'll be more seamless. Okay, so go ahead and continue doing half double crochets all the way around, and once we come back over here, I'll show you the next step. All right, so I am coming up to my last space right here. Okay, so on top of our chain 2, well, on that space right here, I am going to slip stitch to close this. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, because this is going to be our double crochet row. So on our half double crochet row, we're going to chain 2, and our double crochet row, we are going to chain 3. All right, so this is what we're having so far. So we are going to do our double crochet in between the bottom. So we are going to take this space. All right, so we are going to put our double crochet in our double crochet space. So this is our V. We would put it right here, but we're going to put it, you could say, on top of the double crochet that's underneath the half double crochet. All right, so to really show you, so we're just gonna put it, you see, so we're gonna take all three stitches. So we're gonna put our hook. So this is our V. We're gonna go underneath the V and put our hook there. So kind of like the space that's between the double crochet and the half double crochet. I'm not sure if you could see it. So you see these spaces right here? This is where we are going to put our double. All right, so yarn over, put our hook in that space. Put our hook in that space, double crochet. All right. And that's going to be how we're gonna do our stitches for the whole thing. So we're gonna be doing the previous, so we're gonna be doing double crochet, half double crochet in the spaces. Remember, when we're doing our half double crochet, we are chaining 2, and when we are doing our double crochet, we are chaining 3 and turning our work. The reason why we're turning our work is because if you keep going, and I notice I do that, I don't know if everybody's work does that, but once I start going in circles and circles and circles, the back, like right here, tends to shift and it starts to curve. So I am trying to turn our work to see if it will stay straight. Okay, so I am going to keep doing my half double and double for a couple rows. My advice is to try on your work as you're working it. Try it on to see if you're liking it, because you don't want to get too far and then you see it's too small or way too big, and you're gonna have to cut yarn and stuff. So try on your project as you're working it. So I'm gonna keep doing this for a couple rows until I kind of want it semi high-waisted, not like super high-waisted. So I am just going to be working for a couple of rows, and then I'm gonna see where I wanted it, and then I am going to start my increase. But I'm gonna show you exactly where I stop and how many inches. Keep in mind, I am 5'5". Okay, I'm 5'5". So measure it to your length. So once I work a couple rows, I am gonna come back and show you how I do my increases. All right, and this is what we have so far. Okay guys, so I tried this on, and I wanted the waist to be like right on my belly button or slightly underneath kind of my belly button. So I worked until I have like 4.5, almost 5 inches. I guess if you stretch it out, it'll come to 5 inches. And that's, let me see, starting from our double crochet row, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I did about 9 rows. So I went ahead and count my spaces to find like the middle, or you could try it on and see where your middle is. I kind of did both. So I put 2 stitch markers, and this is where I'm going to do my increases on these two, on the 2 side. And I am going to only do my increase on my half double crochet row, not on my double crochet row. So on my half double crochet row, I am going to be doing my increase. So I wanted to make sure which way I was working from. So this is going to be my half double crochet row. So I was working this way, so I'm gonna chain 2, turn my work. I'm gonna pull some yarn out. Okay, so I am going to do my half double crochet row until I come to my first stitch marker, and I'm going to do my increase. So your increase is going to be 2 half double crochet on the same space. Okay, so we're gonna start it off. Open this to make sure I get the space. So I'm gonna start my row as normal with the half double crochet. Oh, so when I counted mine was 88 space all around. So I divided that by 2, which will give me 44. And then to find the both side, I divide that 44, which gave me 22. So that's how I calculated my so I tried this on, and okay. So we are going to keep working like so. So I am almost to my first stitch marker. So this is my first stitch marker. So I am going to drop it. So I'm going to put my first half double crochet, and then I'm going to put another half double crochet right there. So making sure, so on that second one right here, just gonna make sure I'm gonna put my stitch marker right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna drop the second stitch marker, and I'm going to put 2 more. So 1 and 2. I'm just gonna put my stitch marker right here on the first one. All right, and I'm going to continue 1 half double crochet on every space until I come to my second set of stitch markers, so I could do my my increase on the other side. All right, so once I'm done with this row, I am just going to be doing a normal double crochet row with no increases. So we are only increasing on our half double crochet row. All right, so once I go all the way around, I will come back. All right, so I am on my other side. So the same thing we did on the other side. So I'm going to put 2 half double crochet on that same stitch, and I'm going to put my stitch marker right here. Drop that. So that's 1, and this is 2. I'm gonna put my stitch marker again right here. Okay, and I'm going to finish this row. All right. So once I finish this row, I am going to come back, once I'm done with this row, going to the double crochet row. All right, so I am done with this row. In that space right here, I'm going to slip stitch. Okay. I'm going to chain 3 since this is my double crochet row. 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna turn my work. And this is going to be a no increase row since this is the double crochet row. Like I said before, I am only increasing in the half double crochet row. So it's gonna be every other row that I will be increasing. So I'm gonna go all the way around, and then once we get to our stitch marker, we're just going to move the stitch marker up just so we could know when to increase when we get to our half double crochet row. We are almost to our first set of stitch markers. Alright, so we're gonna just remove this, put our double crochet, and just put our stitch marker right here. I'm gonna remove this. And just return our stitch marker. Okay. And that's just it for this row. So I am going to go ahead and finish this row, and when I get back to my half double crochet. I'll show you again how I increase. All right, so I am done with this with my double crochet row. I'm gonna slip stitch in that space, chain 2. Our half double crochet row starts with a chain 2. Our double crochet row starts with a chain 3. All right, so we're gonna put our first half double in that first space, and then we're gonna go until we get to our first set of stitch markers, and then we are going to do our increase. Okay, so you're going to keep doing the same thing until you get the width that you're looking for. Remember, you have to go it's going to be like for your hips, and the width you want your pants to be, how tight or how loose you want it on your thigh, and going down your leg. Okay, so I'm going to do it until I get to a width that I feel like I like. Okay, so this is our first stitch marker. We're going to put 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, and I'm going to put my stitch marker back, and then we're gonna put 2 more, 1 and 2. Put our stitch marker back. Okay, so remember, I am only increasing in the half double crochet rows, and then the double crochet rows is just normal 1 double crochet per space, and then our increase row is our half double crochet until you get the width that you're looking for. Once I get the width that I'm looking for, the size I'm looking for my pants, I will come back, and we're gonna be working until we get to the crotch area, so we could close out the middle to start the pants hole for your legs. All right, so when I get to that oops, excuse me, I will come back. All right guys, so this is my last row. Now I am going to move on into the crotch area. I'm gonna just give you a little bit of measurement. I always try on my work as I'm working to see where I want to stop at, what length I want. Okay, so I did for about 12.5 inches, not stretched, but once you stretch it out, it gets to more than 13 inches. Okay, so try it on to see where you want it to fit at. All right, and that's the back area. So I went ahead and counted, and I found the middle part. I put a stitch marker for the middle, and this is where we are going to be doing the crotch, and then we're going to be working one side at a time. So my hip measurement is 42 inches, and I measured the thickest part of my thigh, which was 25 inches around. I don't want it to be too tight, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys this measurement. So once stretched out, I get to about 27 inches. Well, 27, almost, I guess you could say 28 inches. So it reached to 28 inches. So if you want to do some math, you could calculate your thigh area. Okay, so that's just one side. So you could do 28 plus 28, and you could get that measurement, but this is what I have so far. All right, so I am going to do a chain that's about 4 inches. So I had already chained one. When I finished this row, I could start it over again so you guys could see. So I slip stitch to finish off my row. I'm gonna chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna see how much 10 gives us. Gives us about 3 inches. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 15 gives me my 4 inches that I want. All right, so I did 15 chains, which gave me my 4 inches. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure this is straight, and then I'm going to attach it to where I had my stitch marker right here. And I'm going to attach this with a slip stitch like so, and I'm going to slip stitch again in that space just so it could be more secure. And so this was, I had stopped at a double crochet, so my next stitch is going to be a half double crochet. So I'm just going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to turn. Actually, yes, I'm going to turn, and I am going to put my first half double crochet in this space right here. Okay, so it's kind of like where we did our first slip stitch. Okay, so open that up a little bit. I'm going to do my first half double crochet. Now make sure we are keeping it straight, and then continue doing half double crochet on our chain right here. Okay, I didn't get all of the yarn, so okay. So we're gonna continue doing our half. Double crochet like so. Alright, so we're getting to the end of our, so this is going to be this one, and then we're going to put half double crochet right here, and then we're gonna just continue as normal. So we are working one leg at a time. All right, like so. So I am gonna go all, so I'm gonna go all the way around, and then when I come back right here, I'll come back when I'm like right here. Okay. All right, so I am going to put one here, and then this is our chain 2, and I'm just going to close this. I'm gonna just close this with the slip stitch, and this is what we should have right here. I'm gonna chain 1 just so we could close this row. Chain 1, and this is what you should have. All right, so I'm going to be working this part, and when I'm done working this part, I'm gonna work this other part. Now you could do this for however length that you want. So we did our half double crochet row. Now we're gonna be doing the same pattern we were doing for the top portion. So I already chained 1. I'm gonna chain 2 more, because remember, or half double crochet is chain 2, or double crochet is chain 3. So 1, 2, and I'm going to put my double crochet in the middle of our half double crochet, so in the space. All right, so the same as we've been doing. Oh, actually, you could continue going round, or you could chain. I mean, you could after you chain, you could turn your work around, but I'm going to do this row like so, and then on my next row I'm gonna turn my work, because I want the kind of like this I want everything to be going down, because if you don't chain your work, this is going to start cricking being cricket. All right, so once I get to the other end, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna chain and then we're gonna turn our work. But like I said, it's up to you if you want to turn your work. If not, you could just continue doing it in a full circle. But I feel like when you do that, your starting points start to shift. All right, so when I come all the way around right here, I'm gonna show you our all right, so I am getting to the end of my double crochet row. This could be a good time for you to stop and measure it to yourself, or if you're doing it to somebody else, take your measuring tape to see if everything is aligning the way that you want it to. I did go ahead and try this on, and it fit perfectly. All right, so I am going to slip stitch in that space. So this is going to be our actually I am going to slip stitch on, instead of the space, I'm going to slip stitch on that first stitch right here. There we go. It closed more better. See, I don't know if you could tell the difference. The hole is much smaller, rather than if you slip stitch this in that space. Let's show you. The hole is bigger. All right, so we're gonna slip stitch on that first stitch instead. On top of the chain 3 right here, and it closed. So we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, turn our work, and then we're gonna start on our half double. So we're gonna put half double in that first space right here, go in the second space, and like so. We're gonna be doing is the same pattern that we've been doing for the top. Now this is where you decide if you want it to be longer or you want it to be short with ruffles, or like a long pants. This is where your creativity comes into play. I'm just gonna keep doing the same pattern until I get to a good length. I think I'm gonna do it a long pants. Okay, so I'm gonna work it until I get to like my ankle, you could say. I think I want it to be like wide feet at the bottom, but if you want it to be more fitting, like tight and not wide, you could decrease some of your stitches, but I think I'm gonna keep it the same. I'm not gonna do no decreases or no increases, so I'm just going to be working in circles. So when I get to where I first started right here, chain, and then turn our work and keep working. All right, so when I get to a good length, I'm going to show you how I start the other leg hole. All right, so I know previously I said I was going to make it long all the way to my ankles, but I didn't realize that I am short on time and this will take me longer because I want to wear this like tomorrow. So I am going to make it short pants. So from the crotch area, I did 12 more rows. All right, so I am going to attach my yarn on this side, and I'm going to do 12 rows also. All right, so decide on where you want to attach your yarn. I want to attach my yarn right here because this is where we had started, right here. All right, so I am going to start with a slip knot. Okay, and I'm going to attach my yarn right here on that first stitch right here where we started our chain. Like so. Okay, pull that through and chain 1, and I'm going to do a slip stitch right here. I'm gonna do a slip stitch right here just so I could secure the right here. Okay, just so it could be a little bit more secure wise. All right, now I'm going, so this is a double crochet, so I know my next round is going to be a half double, so I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn my work, and I'm going to start my half double crochet. So I'm going to put a half double crochet right here the same way that I did the other sides first. So I'm just going to put it on underneath the V's, and after that I'm going to use the spaces between, because that's how I did it for this side, as you can see right here. So I want to keep it the same way. All right, so I'm gonna put my half double in the V's, and then after this row only, I'm going to be using the spaces like I've been doing previously. So all right, so after this row, I'm gonna slip stitch when I get here, chain 3 for my double crochet, turn my work, do double crochet, and then when I'm done with that row, chain 2 for half doubles, turn your work. All right, so I was a little bit out of frame, but I'm just doing the same exact thing that I did on the other side to this side. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys, I'm nearing the middle part. Okay, so I'm gonna put half double crochet here, and then I'm going to put half double crochet here. So if you remember, I did 15 chains. All right, you could count that just to keep you guys on the same to have the same amount of stitches. I'm gonna put this right here so it could close better, but I don't want that space right there. All right, so now I'm gonna do the middle. You could put it in the middle of your half double of your chain right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So in every space, I'm just going to put my half double crochet for the middle part. Or you could make sure you count to make sure you have, I had 15. I'm not really sure how much you would have, but you could count that to make sure that it's the same amount of stitches, that you're not adding or you're not subtracting from it. All right, so we're gonna do this half doubles right here. Okay, we're getting to the end. Then I'll put one right here, and then I am going to slip stitch on top of our chain 2, like so. Chain 3, because our next row is double crochet row. All right, and this is what we're having, the middle part. Okay, after we chain 3, I'm gonna turn my work, and I'm going to start the same pattern. So double crochet in every space. So I'm doing my double crochet between the half double crochet stitch, not the stitch, but the space. You could see the spaces right here. Okay, and for my next row, my half double crochet, I am going to put my half double crochet between our double crochet spaces. Okay, the same that we've been doing so far. That's how we're gonna do it. All right, so I did 12 rows on this side. I'm gonna make sure I have 12 rows on this side also. So in total, I should have 24 rows for the crotch area. All right, and that's going to be it. I know I had said I wanted this to be longer, like a long pants, but I wanted this was gonna take me longer, so I just decided to do it in shorts. And I might do the same stitch again in another color and make that a long pants, wide long pants, or even a pants with ruffles. I'm not really sure, but stay tuned for that video also. And I want to say thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to let me know what you guys think of this channel, and if there is something specific you guys want to see, please let me know. All right, so I'm just gonna continue, and once I'm done, I'll come back and show you the final look. Okay, but this is what we have so far. We're just continuing with the same pattern. All right, so this is the final look of these shorts. Again, you could definitely make it longer if you wanted like a full pants. Definitely could make it longer, but these are the shorts. This is the back. When you put it on, the seam will be straight, hopefully. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you tune in to my other videos. Please like, comment, and let me know what you're thinking. Tell me what you would like to see next. Tell me if you like this pants. You could comment anything. All right.